Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis. And for the second time today, I'm live with Josh from Couch Potato Queens. How you doing today, Josh?
I'm living Groundhog Day, Mama. It's going great. I'm having great time.
Going great. Well, if this is your first time here on Reality Realness, well, then welcome. You know the drill, but I'll just remind you, if you haven't done so already, to please subscribe. We're just trying to build a community of people that loves reality TV as much as we do. So today we are talking about Big Brother. It's episode 14, I think is what it is.
I know.
It's going good. What do you think of this episode?
On a whole. It was a great. I thought, okay, I like some of the episodes were kind of, slacking a little bit. This one was good. I thought it was a good episode. They gave us enough. They gave us enough that we could, work with things this episode. But it was good overall. I liked it.
Hi, Chantele. I always feel weird when I would say my own name. Bonjour, Chantele. Ça va? Hi, Miranda. Hi, Jess. Hi, Queen. Hi, Jacqueline. Everybody's here. Let's do this. Let's do this is right. So we get into this episode right where we left off was them on the wall for that endurance comp. And I thought it was the hilarious line that Azza says when they started spitting out the slime or like the ooze out of the passenger's mouth. It's supposed to be fun. She's like, what do these passengers eat? Highlighters? And I was like,
I seen you, girl. Funny story. I did have a friend that I went to a summer camp, okay? And one of my friends ate a glow stick once, and it reminded
me of that. What actually happened with the glow stick? Like, it was just in her mouth? Like, it was all just...
It burst in her mouth. She had, like, a glow stick in her mouth. And it burst, and her mouth was, like, glowing.
I wonder if she's traumatized.
She is to this day. We talk about it all the time when we were 12 years old, and the glow stick burst in her mouth. It was great.
That's actually really hilarious, and I can't believe that you have a reference story for like the slime coming out of the passenger's mouth in a competition.
For 1 second, did you think those faces were like past Big Brother house guest faces?
I did not look at them closely.
I at first I thought that, but it wasn't. I was like thinking, "Ooh, is that like Brent throwing up on one of them?" It would have been funny, but
it totally would have been funny. But I didn't pay attention to them. But I don't think that was a thing at all.
Okay,
I don't think so. So what did you think of this wall comp? It seemed like people were having a lot more trouble with it. They had like some arm or hand holds, and there was 3 different levels that I learned after that some people didn't realize that there was different kind of places where you can put them, and so there were some people were just like off kilter because they thought that was how it was supposed to be. What do you think about the overall design of the competition?
I thought it was a nice design. I mean, it's the usual wall that they do. I didn't know it's like this season is the first time that they had the 3 different levels that you can move your arms just for comfort. Was the first time they've done that?
I'm not sure. I feel like it's not abnormal, but I haven't really paid attention before.
Got it. Well, what stood out to me was Derek F. Right at the beginning, being like, "I'm gonna win this. This is the perfect competition for me." I'm like, "Is it?" I was like, "I'm allowed to say this. I am a plus size male. No, this competition is not for plus size men. It's not for plus size people. This is like a fat shaming comp, okay? Because if you're heavier, you have no chance in this. You are going to fall within like 10 minutes. I would be having a heart attack on that."
Definitely. If you're going to need to hold your whole body weight with just your arms, it definitely makes it challenging for anybody. So if you're a little bit heavier, it's going to be a lot more difficult on your arms for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be challenging. The lighter you are and the shorter you are is probably going to be the best people that are going to do in this particular competition.
Yeah.
Yes, BB, glow stick, disgusting.
I mean, I was 12 years old. I am now 33. It was a long time ago. So when you're 12, you make some mistakes in life. And
was it at a bar mitzvah?
No, it was at some Jewish summer camp because most if you meet a Jewish person, ask them what summer camp they went
Wait,
to. They
I
would
didn't.
have an
Did I tell you that I nearly went to Northland B'nai B'rith?
You are killing me right now. That's hilarious. But like every Jewish person goes, their parents send them to summer camp. I swear. I once met someone who was on RuPaul's Drag Race who I know is Jewish, and they answered the question with a camp that I know of. Like it's legit. You can every single, at least one summer they went. So
absolutely, that's what I'm saying. Like, so one of my best friends growing up, she went to Northland B'nai B'rith, and I was really gonna go one summer, and like she was like convinced me because like I knew all of her friends. Most of my friends were Jewish at that time, and like I ended up going to gymnastics camp instead. But I was very close to going to Northland B'nai B'rith.
Right.
So, yeah, there's my my
B'nai B'rith I know all about.
Pardon?
B'nai B'rith I know all about. So
of course. I know. I mean, everybody in Toronto. That's pretty much where they went. And now that same friend, her husband bought that camp. So
really, that's cool.
Now she owns B'nai B'rith.
Love that.
So yes. I thought this was hilarious, Queen. Clara said, "Bye, girlies. I don't have to win." Absolutely. When I was seeing her in the diary room, she did fake me out a little bit. I'm like, Clara, why are you wanting to win this comp? Like, she's all like, I'm trying to win. Like, oh my God, I want this so bad. No, I don't. I have safety until jury. And I was like, okay, good, Claire. Because like, misread if you want to win.
It was in her best interest to throw this challenge. Don't put any more target on yourself. You're safe till jury. And I think potentially Claire can do very well in the game depending on if the cookout stays together because, spoiler alert, we'll see what happens.
I didn't see this. Hi, Ben. Hannah was pushed. I think I saw somebody that Tiffany said that, but then like I forgot to rewind and hear it. Did she say that?
I think so. I don't know if this was on the. I don't know if that was on the episode. I think a lot of people on Twitter are saying Hannah was pushed as like a joke, just in honor of Helen.
Might have been somebody said that Tiffany made a joke alluding to Helen was pushed. Anyways, I don't remember. Ben, if you're just saying it, or if you can give me some details, please let us know. Hilarious though. Okay, so how did Danny do so well last year with that position? Danny Donato is very small. She seems very tiny to me, and she's quite athletic. So I just feel like she has a good body type. And if she's good at doing like any push-ups or any arm stuff, she's been carrying a baby for a long time. Like women that have had babies they've been carrying them, they usually have really good biceps. And so I think that she was just fit and small. That's why she should do well. And she did well her first season too.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Danny Donato anymore. I'm over talking about Danny Donato. I'm over her. Okay, she ruined last season. But yes, she did win the endurance. She did her thing. So it's because her body build. It's a certain body build that's good for this competition. I knew going into it, the people that were going to do the best were Alyssa and Derek X. That's who I knew. I knew 100% the two of them would be there at the end. No question.
Yeah, no, I definitely had the same thought. I thought that maybe Hannah could do well because she's also quite petite, but Alyssa was my number one pick on who I thought was going to do well, and then Derek X was my second pick on who I thought would do well, just because he's a little bit taller, so I thought that he might not do as well as Alyssa, but he seems to have been stronger. So BB says, I was surprised that Xavier lasted so long. He is heavy. Yeah, I was surprised by Xavier. He didn't seem to be tired when he allowed himself to fall. What did you think about the deal that was made with Alyssa? And then what about the deal that was made with Xavier?
The deal that was made with Alyssa, I mean, it was her trying to save herself. And she made it, she didn't have time to save Christian, which is actually surprising for me. She even made a confessional about it. She's like, I just had enough time to do for me and not for Christian, which that's going to come back to bite her. We'll see what happens.
And at the same time, Christian was like, you know, doing confessionals, being like, oh yeah, I feel good with the people that are left up there. You know, we got the royal flush. And I'm like, oh man, do they already know that like it's over? Yeah, I guess they would have known that it's over for him, or that he's a likely, you know, backdoor target. So
they still have no clue. Alyssa still does not think that in real time, Alyssa still does not know that Christian is a target to go up. They are going to be blindsided.
when I was saying I meant the editors. But yeah.
Oh, the editors. At this time, yes, the editors, I think.
They have an idea
no, they don't know that it's Christian or Alyssa yet. I mean, it was one of the it was maybe one of the potentials that they were talking about last week, but I think it was more Alyssa they were talking about at this point.
But by the time that they edited this, which would have probably been maybe yesterday, they would have known that that Christian is a potential backdoor target. I'm just saying, for the reasoning for them to be putting these into the edit is most likely because they're setting him up in case he is the backdoor, like the backdoor target goes through. So I think that they're setting this up.
And props to the editors for like being able, it's not easy what they do, because they're putting in storylines they think that are going to go in a direction, but they can't predict what's going to happen, but they usually do a really good job with this, I think.
And that's why I'm saying, I'm kind of was giving them props with the fact that like, I think that they have an idea that this might be how Christian's journey is. And so him having all that faith in the royal flush and he feels good and he feels safe. I think that they're setting him up for then they can use that same narrative if he's the one that's going to be going up in a renom situation. So I thought it was very, very telling that the editors are paying attention this season.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Travel the World. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Travel.
Travel. Ooh, okay. Natalie. Hi, Natalie. How are you? Okay, Derek F said on the feed that he wants to smack Josiah. That's why he called him out. They're back and forth tweets between the two. Really?
So is there like beef between Derek F and Jose that goes before he was on the show? That's the only thing I can think of, because how would Derek F know that Jose called him out at the boxing match? Unless production told him.
Maybe because Derek F called him out first and then Jose responded at the boxing match?
No, Jose did this last night. Derek F would have done this. He wants to smack Jose. That's why he called him. Oh, okay. So that's maybe it. Maybe Derek F called out Jose that night, like eviction HOH night, and maybe Jose responded at the boxing thing that he wants to take.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be like anytime soon. It could have been anytime the season's aired so far.
Yeah.
And then Jose sees it and like is calling him out. Also, like, of course, Derek F's father is a famous boxer. So I think that that's also another reason why Josiah might be like, I still can take you down. I don't care. I don't remember who he was fighting, but he did win his match, I believe. Correct?
Jose? Yeah, Jose kicked the guy's ass.
Who was he fighting?
He was against Hamza.
Hi, Dolores. It was a joke. Okay. I don't know. I didn't hear it. I heard Tiff saying she wanted to push Alyssa off a wall. Oh, I did hear her say that. Yes. And I guess that maybe where people were getting the idea that Helen was pushed from season 15.
Tiffany is getting a villain at it, and I kind of love it. Like, she's a likable villain.
Yeah, I mean, people are starting to. This is what happens when we start really liking somebody, and then we're seeing everything that they're doing, and then some of the real parts of the personality comes out, and they're playing a game, and they're always on. Like, some people are starting to not like Tiffany as much for everything, starting to scrutinize every single thing that she says. Yeah. I'm just going with it that she is somebody that's fun and playing the game, and she wants to win. I don't mind anything that she's done so far. Anything that she said, it hasn't actually bothered me at all. I think that she's just a human being that's in a house and she's playing for a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, Tiffany, looking at like, it's funny with the fans. I always look at Joker's updates for like what their like ranking of everyone is. Tiffany has gone down. She was like number 1 for like 2 weeks straight, and she's gone in like a week from like 3rd or 4th to like 8th on their list. I'm like, ooh, people are not liking Tiffany as much anymore.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people are not going to keep her at the top. They're going to find out reasons to not like her, right? They're going to be looking for anything. Oh, she said this. Oh, she said that. Oh my God, I can't believe she said, oh my God, she made fun of something. Yeah. Oh my God, she did that. So everything just becomes scrutinized under her microphone. And she's also had a lot of power. So she's not the underdog at all anymore. People
She's
are
the
not
icon. She is a potential. We are witnessing the birth of a Big Brother icon potentially. I know she kind of overplays a little bit, but Tiffany really has that potential to become a BB icon, a legend. I truly see that.
Not everybody likes BB like icons, right? Like people want to find flaws in everybody's game, flaws in everybody's character, find reasons to pick her apart. When really she's just a human being playing a game on TV, and you're getting to watch her actions, you know?
Very true.
So yeah, I think that's why she's going to go down. And then if she faces some adversity, then she'll probably rise back up. Like if she gets put on the block, or like if she doesn't have control of something, like then she might become the underdog again if she gets out of a sticky situation. But she's just been on the top for too long that she's has to fall.
Yeah, very true, and it changes.
She's so funny. I think Alyssa feels like everyone should hand her compliments. Yes, that's okay. Before we get to the Alyssa of it all, so Xavier and Derek make a little bit of an agreement because Derek X is like, you've already won one before. Like, don't be greedy. Like, let me have one. You've already won one. And he's like, very true, very true. And so Xavier's like, okay, he's actually maybe would want to give it to Derek X because, you know, it makes him have the target more on himself. He looks a little bit more competitively, of a target. And so he makes a deal with Derek X and says, don't put me up. And so there's like 100%, I'm not going to put you up. You're not my target or something like that. So Xavier falls off the wall. And then after he decides to change the deal and be like, yeah, like not me or any of the kings.
All the royal flush. They're all safe. Keep them all safe.
Like, what? You can't make a deal after. It wasn't the royal flush. It was the kings.
Yeah. Oh, no. All the kings. Yeah. All the kings. Keep all the kings safe because, you know, we're the biggest threat in the house.
But it was after the fact. You can't, like, as Derek talks about it later, he's like, you can't change your order like you're at a fast food restaurant. Like,
he had already dropped and was like saying, no, but I also meant all of the kings, keep them safe too. Isn't that what it was like? He was like, once he dropped, he said that.
I did think that was hilarious that he thought that he could like sweeten the pot after the fact that he already gave up and gave him the head of household. So that was hilarious to me. Alyssa, though, being upset, like I understand being on that wall. She was on there for an hour and 20 minutes. It's awkward. It's cold. It's uncomfortable. Absolutely. She did a really good job. And I totally understand wanting to win to secure your safety. She knows that the Kings are everybody's number one, like, flashy target right now because they have all 4 members. She knows that she's also a flashy target right now because she's in a showman's. So I understand her panic as to, like, she wants to have safety. She wants to know that she doesn't have to worry about anything. But who's just going to give you, Alyssa, the head of household? They want it for similar reasons to you. The fact that she was so upset about it, I was like rolling my eyes a little bit.
Alyssa's a little entitled. She does feel she deserves things, and she doesn't. But I don't hate Alyssa, and I'm happy that she's going to make jury, truthfully. I do feel like Alyssa, deserves it and has fought hard in her way. I'd like to see Alyssa without Christian. I would. I'd like to see how she plays the game without him.
This is, I think, what's going to happen. I started continuing to do my cast tarot readings, and I did Alyssa yesterday. And you know tarot cards, right? Or is it Alex?
Of course. I don't do. Alex does them, but I know them.
Okay. Well, I just want to say, if you knew what the card was, you might have an idea what I'm talking about. But I pulled for her the Knight of Pentacles, and so knights are kind of all about action, and they're the teenagers of the court cards, and they're like go go go. And Pentacles are all about money. So I'm thinking that Alyssa's going to get pretty far and maybe be in contention for the money, which is to me like a second place type thing. That's what kind of either third or second place is what I was thinking for Alyssa from that card being pulled.
Yeah, and I would be okay with it. I do like her. I don't hate Alyssa. I did at the beginning. Week 1, I wasn't really a fan of her. But I kind of want to see her once Christian's out, see what happens, see how her game changes. So we'll see what happens with Alyssa. She stays entitled. Alyssa's probably going to be like at the bottom, and they're probably going to use her for votes moving forward in the game.
I don't think that she's as dangerous on her own as she is with Christian, because she is more strategically savvy than Christian is, but Christian wins all that power. And so she's able to vicariously be very powerful and then also have her game mind. And so I think without Christian, I don't think she's going to necessarily win stuff. Like you saw how upset she was about losing the wall comp when she thought was the comp that she would be able to win. Yeah. And so I don't know how threatening she's going to be moving on. So she might be able to fade away.
There you go.
Jackson won it? Yeah, probably. I don't know. He won a lot of things.
Jackson. Love you, just don't like Jackson. Xavier's deal.
Xavier's deal was a typical lawyer tactic. Oh my god! Like to change the deal after you shake hands.
Love that.
A little bit, Sophie. Alyssa reminding them of Danny the first time she played all those seasons
ago. 19-year-old Danny.
Mm-hmm.
I can maybe see it. Maybe Danny 2.0. I think Danny 2.0. Season 13 Danny, I could see.
I think they're just picturing when she was on the wall with her dad and like she's just in the rain and just kind of bearing through it. I think that's maybe the image that's being remembered.
Okay.
Hi, Jane. Whoa.
True and amazing. I am here for it. I am here for another white going home. Bye-bye.
I can't say that out loud, but I will just leave this comment here for a moment.
Can I say that? I am happy. I am like literally in heaven with all 4 white men going home pre-jury. I would be living. I am here for this. The fans are here for this. Everyone's here for this. I can say it. I will, and I am happy about it.
I'm curious what CBS feels about it, though.
I hope CBS is having a ball over that because they should. This is what should have happened 10 years ago. Season 1, this should have happened, but it just never happens.
It doesn't. I mean, this is the first time. Absolutely. Xavier's deal strategy was very. Yeah, no, we got you. We got you. We know what you meant, Dolores. Okay, I'm obsessed with Brittany. She's amazing. I mean, she's okay.
She's growing on me.
A little bit loud for me in the diary room and a little bit too excited, just for my taste on people's personality. I don't know if I would enjoy her in the house personally. Maybe if we were doing TikTok dances and stuff like that together, I can get along with her with that because I used to dance, so we could maybe do some routines together, and we could probably get along in that kind of way. But I don't know if we'd get along with just like talking about day-to-day things and becoming really close friends in that way. I don't know. Yeah. What do you think? Are you a fan?
Brittany's growing on me. I hate to say it. I like her now. I do. I hate that I'm saying it, but I am so happy about spoiler things that have happened in the last 2 days for Brittany, because I would like to see Brittany make it to jury. I would like Brittany to make it in that, and because I think she's a necessary entity for I think the final 11 of this game. I like Brittany now. She's grown on me, and I will say it. I am Josh Mendelson, and I stand Brittany.
I stand? Like, would you make t-shirts?
I wouldn't make a t-shirt yet, but I might make like a visor or a hat.
I mean, that visor hat is even better.
I'll make a balloon. How about that?
Fine. Okay, did we see the fight? Shot flopped, literally. Yes. I did see that clip of him. He was fighting, I forget his name right now, Sam and Adam. Adam from season 7 of Baby Clan. He's part of the Pretty Boys. And right? Yeah.
Is it Adam? Is his last name start with a K? I don't know. I think he's Jewish though. There's a lot of people that go on BB Can. I know they are Jewish by their last name. I'm like, he's Jewish. They're Jewish.
I don't think his last name is, because I think you're trying to say Katz, but I don't think his last name is Katz. So hold on.
Yes, Kessler.
His name, Adam BB.
Adam Pike. Oh, it's Adam Pike. I was wrong Adam.
Like, I'm always looking out for my.
Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe I was mixing up for someone else. But it's Adam Pike. That's who it is.
Yeah,
Never mind. He's not Jewish. That's not a Jewish last name.
not at all, from what I know. But yes, Josh was fighting him, I believe, and he definitely wasn't as good of a fighter as Adam was, and he kind of fell on his face. Poor Josh. But he did have all the support from people from the challenge, which was pretty awesome. Him and Casey. So there was like Nani was there, Big T was there. Like some of my favorites from the challenge were all supporting. So I like the fact that crossover brought them to see like even some BB Cam people. Like if I was a BB Cam alumni, I would 100% have gone to Dallas to see these fights, and I would have been gagged over the seeing like the people from the challenge.
I love it. So I know this is just random, but is Ika like kind of distance herself from Big Brother Canada?
No, I've seen her at like parties for like Madeline has parties in the summer. The girl that beat Rockstar, she has a few parties. I've seen her recently like at like Riverdale Park with a lot of BB alumni. So I'd say no.
You've met Ika?
No, I have not met Ika, but she was at Riverdale Park with some alumni. I just saw on her stories.
I would love to see her on US Big Brother. Like an international, like bring people from Canada like they did on the Canada version and bring Ika to the US version. I would be living for Ika in the US. Can you imagine? Can you imagine more Ika?
Actually do it. I think maybe she would. I don't think that she enjoyed playing with the US when they did Sequester. I think that she was like kind of anti all the US people and like
she put Caitlyn in her place and it was everything.
I don't know if she's gonna put herself back in that kind of situation. I wouldn't be doing it for sure.
That fight was everything. That fight with Caitlyn and Ika fighting anyone is funny. I love it. She's iconic.
That's here for villain Tiff. Okay, Tiff mentioning. Oh my God! So yeah, I think the next thing that happened.
Yeah.
So Tiffany is talking to Derek X and actually no. Beforehand, I thought it was the cutest moment. And after Derek X wins and he jumps off, and then Hannah runs over to him, and they just like run and like squirm around and hug each other, and were so happy. I saw the clip of that on the first when it happened, and I watched it a couple times. It just was so cute, and I just love them. Whether they get together in a real relationship or not, their friendship is goals. Like I really think they're so cute.
Oh, I love it. They have I think they could maybe form something after the show. It could be I hate to say it, but Memphis and the Christmas did form it after the show. So maybe this could be a relationship that forms after, and I think it would be cute.
But didn't they kiss in one moment in the BB house? Memphis?
I don't know. I don't have confirmation of that. I did not see that happen, but it could have happened and I missed it.
It was speculated that it was at nighttime and they kissed or something in the dark, and people were like, oh my God, I think that they kissed. And so yeah, there was definitely speculation that there was a kiss that happened in the dark at nighttime between the two of them. So I was never surprised that they got together because I thought that they were already kind of canoodling beforehand. But I don't think there's any canoodling in that sense going on with Derek X and Hannah. And then after, the other moment that I love between them is when she's waiting in the storage room for everybody to leave so they can have their moment in the storage room. I love that too. What about you?
We love the storage room victories, but they didn't show the other 14 storage room victories there were this week. Did you watch on the feeds? There was literally everyone went in there and separately. It was great. There was a line. It was like a meet and greet at Disney. There was literally a line to celebrations in the storage room.
No, it was hilarious because it's people know if you don't do the celebration dance in the storage room, that means that you're not in and that you might be nominated. So I think Aaron was just let's go in and be oh my God, yes. Because if they do that, it just makes it seem as though that they're in on whatever plan is going to happen, even if they're scared shitless.
It's amazing. Okay.
So the next part that Travel here is talking about is Tiff, Derek X, and Hannah are all kind of talking in the washroom, and Tiff just says it casually. They in a way that made it seem like she noticed that she'd said something, but in reality, she said it a few times and just didn't even catch herself. But they made it look like she was oops, but I don't think she noticed at all, as we kind of find out later that she's like, oh my God, who told you, Derek? And she's like, no, you did. She's like, oh my God. So what do you think about Tiff's big F up and how Hannah has handled it?
She's lucky it was Hannah, is all I'm saying, because Hannah's trusts her. She's gotten very close with Hannah. She's taken Hannah in as a potential final 2 in the game. So it was definitely a mistake on Tiffany's end, but I don't think it was a game-ending mistake. And I think she definitely, I guess, backpedaled the right way. I don't think she's in trouble with Hannah. It made sense with what they told Hannah about it as well. So I think Tiffany's fine. I don't think she's screwed up, but she's got to watch what comes out of her mouth, because she could do it again and it could be a lot worse. Who knows? She get out the cookout.
I think that the reason why she did this was because of the fact that she's gotten so close with Hannah and she shares a lot of game information with Hannah. And so she wasn't really censoring herself. She's speaking freely because these are 2 people that she's been working with. I think that she just is not used to really withholding information from her closest ally, which is her. And before, I think Taryn brought this up, saying that she used to have Kyland as her number 1 person who was in the Royal Flush and in the cookout. And so she was able to speak freely to him because he knew about both. And so I think that she just didn't realize which ally she was kind of talking with. And it just kind of spilled out of her mouth because she's starting to get really close with Tiff. I don't think she'd ever spill the cookout, because it would be, you'd be able to tell, it's like somebody that's not black, you're just probably not going to talk about the cookout with them. You know what I mean? So it might be more difficult for her to slip up with that. But hopefully it makes her tighten it up. She was definitely really mad at herself in the diary room, being like, oh my God, I can't believe I messed this up.
Yeah, I thought for a second that this episode we were going to get a confessional of Claire clocking the cookout, because Claire kind of did without knowing she was. Remember, she had she was talking to Derek X and literally named the only people that X talks to are the people in the cookout, basically. She named all 5 of them. So I thought we were going to get a confessional of Claire being like, I think there's an alliance and it's the 6 of them. You know what I mean? I thought we were going to get that tonight. We did it.
I would feel like that would come out if Claire became head of household to help explain some of her decisions potentially. It doesn't really add, I can't think of how it would add to this particular episode, her being able to because none of the cooks are really in any danger this week. So I think they'll use it though. That's usable info.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Thomas. Thanks for joining. Alex! Alex is here. Okay, I keep on trying to see what kind of cereal Tiff was eating. Me too. She's just standing there eating. First she's in the bathroom eating it, and then she's in the other part of the bathroom still eating it. Did you see what cereal she was eating?
I don't know what she was eating, but it's the new tea sipping. First it's tea, now it's eating cereal.
And popcorn. So it's depends on what time of day it is. Either I'm going to be sipping some tea or I'm going to be having some cereal.
What's the tea? What's going on? Maybe it was peanut butter Captain Crunch or something. I don't know.
I've never had that before.
You've never had peanut butter Captain Crunch? Do they not have it in Canada?
I don't know if they don't have it in Canada, but maybe I had it when I was younger.
Yeah,
I like Captain Crunch.
If they do not have it, I will send it to you, FedEx.
I mean, I've never shopped for it, but it sounds like it makes sense, because I really used to like Captain Crunch, and I can tell what the taste. I have an idea of what it would taste like, so I'm wondering if it's because I've had it before or if I can just imagine it.
It's everything. It's everything.
Everything. I kind of want to try, because that's a kind of flavor that I would like, because I do like the Captain Crunch flavor, even though it's a bit sweet. But I like that flavor of sweetness. It's kind of like corn pops and stuff. I don't know.
Girl, you're missing out. Again, I don't really eat cereal anymore. I'm I'm not a big breakfast person. But yeah, when I did eat cereal as a kid, that's what I would eat.
Good question, B-Bean. Who is most likely to start a podcast?
Crunchy. Mic drop.
Who?
Frenchie is totally most likely to start our podcast.
Yes,
No
yes, yes.
question.
Frenchie, I forgot about him, to be honest.
But I could
Frenchie
see,
was on the podcast.
see Tiffany starting a podcast.
Tiffany, I think, would start a podcast. Maybe Hannah.
I think Brittany could too. No, I'm kidding. Brittany wouldn't start one. I think Tiffany. That's my final bet. Someone still in the house that would. Tiffany for sure.
I agree with you.
Mhm.
There's nobody that's left, I don't think, would. Other than Frenchie. Alyssa, not really. I don't think it's her style. Christian's not his style. Sarah Beth, maybe. Xavier.
I think you're gonna get like
Kylan.
Tiffany and Hannah or Tiffany and Claire. Well, I think no. I don't think Kylan. I think Tiffany, final answer for sure. Yeah.
Sophie, it was so funny that she had no idea. she spilled it. Yeah, Tiffany has got to be a little more careful. Can't make a deal after you fall. Exactly. Like, I don't know what Xavier was thinking. Like,
so
come on. So I did like how Hannah was going back and forth and being like, so who's in the royal flesh? And like, they didn't have a chance to create a story together to have something believable. So it seemed like what was said was enough. Obviously, Hannah was like, I can't believe that these two of her closest allies didn't say anything. But I hope that she just realizes that both of them were just trying to keep her protected, and that's why they didn't say anything. And like, you just don't want it to get out there because then you look like a rat and then you could become a target. So I hope they understand why they didn't say anything, but it could be bad though. Just using a little bit of check. Great.
I don't think Hannah's gonna like turn on them. I think Hannah's fine with it because she knows that alliance is probably breaking up this week anyways, which it basically is now that Sarah Beth's on the block, and there's the backdoor plan as well. So I think just with the storyline, it worked and it didn't. I don't think it's gonna screw over any of their games with Hannah. At least that's what I think. But I think Hannah was like, okay, whatever, it's breaking up,
So I love this segment. So did Sophie, and I think so did you. Where Derek F and Azza were talking about Azza's resting bee face. Azza's like, do I look like I'm mad? Like, do I come across as mad? And he's just kind of like, well, I mean, maybe you should act a little bit more happier, or like, she's like, my face doesn't tell a lie. What did you think about this segment?
Azza's just really bad at this game. she you know how she's feeling. She can't hide it, and that's really hard in this game. You have to be able to put on that poker face, and it's so obvious that she just was born without a poker face. So how Azza's feeling is, how she's feeling. It's kind of Gemini. Like, even though she's not a Gemini, I'd wonder if Gemini is one of her rising or.
Well, so this will make you understand. So Sagittarius, which is her sign, is opposite to Gemini. So they are going to maybe have some characteristics potentially, or express potential of the Gemini. So she does have Gemini within her, with her being Sagittarius for sure. They're kind of on the same plane.
Okay, yeah, because I'm a Gemini. So I'm like, that's very like Gemini to like let people know how you're thinking, which I'm sorry, I'm going into the whole zodiac thing, but Claire's a Gemini, but I wouldn't know that. She doesn't act Gemini.
I mean, I think that to me, she does, in the sense that she's very chatty. Okay. She is quite social. And she gets along with everybody. She is kind of gossipy, I mean, I think that she's a little bit more subtle. I think she's better at the game. And so when you're saying like she, saying things that like just blurt out of your mouth, that's actually a very Sagittarius sign. Is like, the Sagittarius will tell you how it is. There's no filter on them. They're usually like quite cutting, and like, they don't have a filter as well. So,
and that's very Azza.
Very awesome.
She doesn't hide it in. If she's pissed, she'll tell you. Like, that's very her. Like, unnecessary drama.
Why doesn't he care more about the game? It's so annoying.
I'm still disappointed in her. Like, Asa, what are you doing, girl? It's almost like too late. Like she's very limited on her time to like play the game because I don't feel like she's playing the game yet.
No, I mean, I think that she's going to be voted out before she gets to start to play the game. Like, I don't know if she's
Yeah.
I don't know if she's ready. If she's good for this game, and I think that if she goes up, she'll most likely go out because she'll probably be up against like Derek.
I think Asa might be an early juror.
Yeah, I don't think she's going all the way unless
I feel like she's like double eviction. Boop.
Oh, eat the cat. So Derek X is taking some meetings and he talks to Sarah Beth and asks her if she'd be willing to go up as a pawn. Would you ever be willing to go up as a pawn? And what do you think asked answer?
Oh, what Sarah Beth said. What did she say? She said that she'd be upset if he put her up, right? Isn't that what she said? I'm
yeah. So how would you react if you were ever put up as a pawn? And do you think that Sarah Beth acted appropriately?
I'd be pissed. You don't ever want to go up as a pawn because the pawn leaves in a lot of cases. There are a lot of skeletons in the Big Brother graveyard of pawns that volunteered to go up and went home. Happens more than the target going home because the target is crafty, has allies, and the pawn doesn't have as many and thinks they're safe. Then when the votes come and they flip, it flips on the pawn and the pawn goes home. Happens every time. So no, I would never volunteer to be a pawn. Ever. Brittany's lucky. Okay.
So lucky. So yeah, no, with Claire and with Sarah Beth though, I guess I'm giving her more credit of being a better game player than she actually is because I feel like she knows what to do, but she's not putting herself, for whatever reason, in a better game place. She's not making Derek X feel more comfortable with her. I thought it was interesting that she said, or like smart that she said, oh, you know, I made friends with Hannah this week. Like she kind of like threw in there, like we made nice, like, so like I'm not really after her anymore. So I thought that was smart of her to kind of add in. But I feel like she should have been doing more, and it could have been because she was safe for the last 2 or 3 weeks. She wasn't really worried about going home, and so maybe she just didn't put any work in. Yeah. But like, I don't know. She's not getting herself in a better position. Who is she tight with? Nobody.
Kyland. Yeah. That's who she's tight with. She thinks she's tight with Tiffany and Claire still about, but she's not. Here's the thing, and I don't know if I don't remember because I watched this on the feed, so I'm kind of like mixing up. It was in the episode as well. But she did tell Derek X that she feels like she's at the bottom of the Kings and the bottom of the Royal Flush. So she's kind of in this spot where she's willing to do whatever. Did she say that on the episode? Because she definitely said it on the feeds to him.
I actually don't know. I can't tell sometimes.
Well, she did say that on the live feeds, which was interesting. And that got Derek X really thinking about his nominations if he was going to put her up in the first place. Because she did make a good move by saying that. She's really at the bottom, which she knows she's at the bottom. So, which is why Xavier threw her right under the bus during the episode as well. You know what I mean? Xavier was like, if you have to, put her up.
If you got to do it, put her up.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a cookout person, he's pretty much fine with it, I think.
Yeah.
So the other segment, they're really trying to play up Big D's, character this episode. So he could sleep anywhere. How are you for sleeping anywhere? Are you as capable as falling asleep in a chair as Derek F is?
I mean, I've slept in the Alaskan wilderness just on the ground before, so I could do it. I'm a deep sleeper. But I'm no Derek F. I mean, maybe I am, though. I guess I love to lounge on the couch. I do. Derek F loves to lounge on the couch. He has not gotten off that Joker-friendly couch in 5 weeks. He has literally made his home on that couch. I think he sleeps there every week. Even have not weeks, he goes and sleeps there on the big blue couch. Okay.
I think maybe he needs to like have one of the guys. He was doing some exercises once. I think somebody sent them to us or tagged us in those exercises. But I think that he needs to get maybe like some more cardio. You know what I mean? Just so like he's a little bit more.
I agree.
Awakened. You know what I mean? Because like
I agree. I totally agree. You know, I feel like Derek F would be fun outside the house. He is someone who I would call up
to go hang out with Kiki, have a good time outside the house. I would love it. I do not believe he's meant for this game. And that's on a strategic level. I don't think he knows what's going on. I don't think he knows what game he's playing. And I'll say this a million times, he doesn't know how to cast an eviction vote, and it's week 5. Week 5, and you can't cast an eviction vote. He's not casted an eviction vote. He's e-voted. For 5 weeks.
Oh, poor guy.
But
I don't have a problem falling asleep. I work as a flight attendant. Like, you try to take a nap whenever you can. I don't know if I told you guys the story before, but somebody when I maybe a few years ago when I was working, they're like, if you ever want to take a nap while you're flying, just put your hands together and close your eyes so it looks like you're praying. So if someone comes in, just be like, amen. So it just looks like
I love that. I'm living.
Amen. Not really sleeping. So yeah, somebody told me that. Like, it was a half joke, obviously, but like I thought it was hilarious. But I can sleep pretty much anywhere. I could doze off standing up for sure. Like, I'd probably like fall over, obviously, but like,
yeah. Where do you guys take naps though as a flight attendant? When do you have time?
You don't. You're not allowed to.
So Adderall and Red Bull, like
I don't know. I can always stay up. Like, I am a person that is a night owl. Like, I can work on zero sleep. Like, I'm okay with that. Some other people, like, they fall asleep even though they're not supposed to. And the pilots, for instance, they're allowed to do interval sleeping, and like the other person like sleeping while. I know it's like the pilots get to take naps while they're flying the plane, but we're not allowed to take naps while we're like, there for we are there for safety, but we're not allowed to take naps. It's like that would be terms for firing for sure.
I don't think I could be a flight attendant. I'd have too much anxiety. I'd be having panic attacks. Like I could not do it.
No, I'm fine. I don't have any anxiety for things like that personally. I was thinking though, I was wondering if they're going to take advantage of Big D not being able to sleep or not being able to stay awake and give him maybe a competition or a challenge like they did Gary from season 1. So remember when I think it was his battle back competition where he had to stay up all night for the veto or something like that. And he was just like, he's falling asleep, but like he really wanted to win the whatever. I can't remember which competition was. I wonder if they'll give something like that to Big D because they know that he loves his sleep.
I would love that. I'd love to torture Big D and see what happens. That would just be everything. Because we all know Big D's in it for the long haul, okay? Big D is at least Final 5. At least.
What if they made him do like a secret mission or something like that? Or like, yeah. I mean, hey guys, think of this as a good idea. Let's get Big D to stay awake. It would be hilarious.
I'm here for it.
Nobody really took a little bite out of Sarah Beth and Brittany. I thought that it would have been better for the show just to show more people that he talked to, because he only kind of talked to Brittany and Sarah B about being potential. Go ahead.
No, I was talking about the Xavier. We talked about like the Xavier conversation as well. There was a Xavier conversation that I thought was like interesting, how he basically was like, I don't want you coming after the Kings, but he's like, if one has to, he basically said, without saying it, put up Sarah Beth.
Well, exactly. Yeah. So I wish that they'd showed a few more of the one-on-one conversations just about like who to put up and stuff like that, because I thought it was very obvious who was going to be nominated by him having those 2 questions 7 minutes before the episode's ending. And then, the last conversation that we see is Derek X and Hannah, and she, just talking about like who she would put up. And she's like, well, I'll take a shot at Sarah Beth or Christian. And so at that point, maybe they're trying to make it seem as though he's going to put Sarah Beth and Christian up. But I thought it was more so obvious that he was going to put up Sarah Beth and Brittany. Mm-hmm. Those are the 2 nominees for this week. Do you like these nominees?
Yes, I think they were good nominations because he does have a backdoor plan, and I do agree with the fact how he's going around with it. I don't think he should have put Christian up right away because Christian is a comp beast, and Christian will win the veto. There's no question. If you put up a Christian or a Derek X and they get picked for veto, they're winning it. There's no question. So his choice to put up Brittany and Sarah Beth
was good because Sarah Beth also has someone who would save her and Kylan. Brittany could be saved. Like, there's a lot of opportunities for someone to get the veto, use it so we can put Christian off. So I thought it was 2 good nominations. What's your thought?
And they also wouldn't mind if Brittany or Sarah Beth went home. And so I think that it was a kind of a win-win-win for Derek X here, because no matter what happens, it's going to be a good week for him. Very true. Totally agree with you here, Thomas. So Thomas says, I thought a woman was going to win this head of household. However, I'm thrilled that Derek X won. Agreed. We both had mentioned that we thought that Alyssa was going to take this one. I'm happy that it was Derek X. I'm not really that happy of the women showing so far this season in like the HOH and the veto competitions. Now, they haven't necessarily been on the line as much as the men have, but I would have preferred just to see a little bit more women having power. But I have to say that I'm impressed that even though women haven't had power, more men have gone home than ever. So I think that that's pretty cool.
Yeah, hopefully we get another man home this week, and then we're going into jury with 7 women and 4 men. I'd be so happy.
Yes, Queen. BB Facebook does not like the cookout because BB Facebook is very middle America from my understanding. The moms that love Katie the Bachelorette, like they're just very they're not very diverse and open-minded, we'll say. Yeah. Collectively. I'm not saying this about everybody, obviously, but they have a bit more of a narrow perspective on who they want to watch on TV, the hallmark of people, the people that watch Hallmark movies and love Hallmark Christmas movies. You know what I mean?
I'm like, ugh.
Those fans.
Well, clearly those fans aren't the ones watching this right now. I prefer BB Twitter over BB Facebook any day, okay?
On the money. Like, they usually get fans. People on Facebook are usually older and they don't get it. Get ready for the veto. Yes. Okay. So we pretty much talked about the episode. If you want to jump out here, you can. We might talk about a little bit of spoilerly stuff. So if you don't want to know what's going to happen later on this week, we'll say thank you for joining us up until now. And you have been warned. So like Queen is saying over here, she's kind of alluding to the fact that Brittany is going to be winning the veto. So are you happy about this win? Anybody who would want it to win instead? What do you think about this?
You know what? I was talking to a friend of mine earlier when this happened, and we really wanted Brittany to make it to jury guaranteed because Brittany, I think, is a necessity to this game. She's a comic relief. She's she's a comic relief. She's fun. Obviously, she's not going to win the game, but I want her to make it to jury. I think she deserves it. She's been on the block 3 times. That poor girl, if she goes on the block 3 times pre-jury and goes out 5th, that's mortifying. That's just going to destroy her. So I'm so happy that she won. I really am. I'm here for Brittany. I'm a Brittany stan now. So.
You can be a stand for both of us. Okay, yeah. Did we see BB Over the Top? Yes, I did see BB Over the Top. I don't fully remember it because it was on. How did this work? Because it was on
CBS. Yeah, it was on All Access. I never actually watched it. I've heard it's incredible. I've heard it's a great cast. I've heard it was like a great season in between crap seasons, basically. I've heard good things about it.
It had a lot of really great things about it. I kind of liked it was very raw in the sense that they'd go into the diary room and you'd see them like reading the questions, and like it wasn't all produced. It was a little bit more behind the scenes, which was kind of cool. And so there was a lot of aspects that I liked about it, but I think I was having trouble streaming it, so I couldn't watch as much as I wanted to. So I can't remember. I don't remember exactly how it went, but yes, I did watch BB Over the Top. I think I was a fan of Justin in that season. But yes, I did watch it. It's a good season.
There you go.
Hi, host. Okay, who do we think Aika would work with if she was on BB20? Tiffany.
No question. She'd be in the cookout. Aika would be in the cookout and slaying it away. She'd
And Ika would be making the plans because Ika is a Libra. Tiffany is a Leo. Those two signs work very well together. Just kind of like how Claire, it works really well with Tiffany. That's air and fire. Wow. Air and fire work well together.
That makes so much sense because my two best friends are Leos, both of them.
Yeah, air and fire is like perfect.
Aries and Leo are like the signs that I get along with very well.
Absolutely. And so if you think about it elementally, so air and fire, if you put them together, hot air rises. So look how well they work together. They can make a hot air balloon rise. Like, look how we can work together and we can do something so amazing. And so that's kind of how I look at the elements. And that's why I know that those two work so well together. So yes, that makes sense.
Very nice.
Hi, Dana. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Dana.
Okay, that reminds me of when Andy won head of household on BB15 and everyone was happy. Like, okay. I don't remember.
There was a confessional of everyone saying, I feel comfortable with Andy in the house. I feel comfortable with Andy in the house. I feel comfortable with Andy in the house. Everyone in the game. Every one of the contestants said it. That's what I think they're referring to.
I getcha. So Cook's name will eventually leak. You think so, BB? I think it's a name though that like it won't be that obvious necessarily.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm betting. I do not think the cookout will all make it to the end all 6. I think at least I feel like either like Tiffany's gonna like use Claire to take out a cookout member. Like people are gonna play this like chess. They're gonna use like their knights to take down other members and do their dirty work for them. That's what I think.
Yeah. Miranda likes Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops.
Okay.
I used to love Fruit Loops. I like how like the squishiness that they'd get when they like. I don't know. I mean, I've had Fruity Pebbles, but I haven't probably had it in like 35 years.
Amazing.
Okay, the Jokers podcast with Derek F, Ozza, Brittany, and Frenchie. Do you think?
I'd live.
That's a decent group. I would like to hear their perspectives because none of them have a clue. Actually, Brittany has the most clue how to play the game out of the 4 of them.
Well, maybe Frenchie will learn a little bit, right?
Maybe. Oh, we're gonna add Travis to the mix. Oh boy.
Oh, I'm done.
Hi, Kennedy. So Kennedy's a Sagittarius. I so feel that and relate with my bluntness and wearing my emotions on my face. Hilarious. This is true, you guys.
I love Kennedy. Kennedy is one of my friends in real life, and she is she's a lot of fun. I get along with her very well too. So
another Sagittarius, and Don says, "Well, I'm Sagittarius, and that explains a lot." Oh my God, are we outing all the Sagittarius in this chat today and showing them their true colors?
Yes,
hilarious. But I would hope my gameplay would be better, LOL. Yes, Kennedy, I'm sure most people that are in these chats and that are like Big Brother fans, even if they're Sagittarius and they wear their emotions on their face, I think that they would do a better job with masking it. I have a little bit of that syndrome, we'll say, because my Venus in Sagittarius. So I do have a little bit of that Sag energy, but I can mask it maybe a little bit better.
You're Aquarius, right?
Aquarius sun, yeah.
I think you would do very well in the game because you know the right times to throw out your strategic side. You're very social, you're very fun, you're easy to get along with, but you're creative and can brainstorm. Aquarius are very creative. They're right. You guys are super creative. You guys kind of can like think on the spot, but you cannot tell an Aquarius that they're wrong. You can't do it.
Well, when are we ever wrong?
Never, because you can't do it. There's no option. There's no option there. You can't prove an Aquarius wrong. You just gotta learn from it.
I mean, try. You could try, but I just have never really seen it happen. I'm just being a brat. Hi, DeFerg. I love Hannah's one-on-one with Derek X. Yes, we did too. I do love their relationship. I do like that, like they're teasing back and forth. I really feel like they're a real romantic comedy that's actually happening, like a rom-com where like they pretend like they don't like each other and then she falls for him and he doesn't like her and then like eventually he starts liking her and they get together,
Exactly. There you go.
He has made horrible moves in the last few days, absolutely, especially with the whole 5K thing and her attitude, she's basically asking to go home. Yeah, so what Kennedy's alluding to here is the fact that in the veto competition, Sarah Beth had gone out early, maybe even first, and she had the option to choose a prize. So I'm assuming it's Yankee swap where you choose a prize. If it's the veto, you keep the veto, and the next person that's out of the competition will choose a prize, and then they can choose if they want to keep the new prize or take one of the prizes of somebody that's already selected. So Derek goes out, and he doesn't need to have the veto because he doesn't necessarily, he knows that he's not going to keep it, and he doesn't probably want to get a punishment. So he goes to take potentially the 5K from Sarah Beth, and Sarah Beth is like, no, don't take it from me. Don't take it from me. And so Derek X ends up not taking the $5,000 from Sarah Beth. And then after he's kind of having a little bit of remorse, being like, I don't know why I did that. I should have taken the money. So that's kind of my understanding of what happened.
There you go. Yeah, and I still think though, like, taking that amount of money, it's gonna put more of a target on her. But at the end of the day, if we're talking spoilers right now, Tiffany keeps going back and forth of what she wants to do. And right now, as is, she wants to keep Sarah Beth and take out Christian. She doesn't want to upset Derek X right now. So the actual plan as of now for tomorrow is for Brittany to take herself off. Christian's going to go up. We're going to get a blindside potential for a Keisha birthday 2.0. I'm hoping for it. Let's put on some good energy there. So that's what happens. And Christian to go home on Thursday.
Yes. I can't wait for them to have cake after this veto ceremony. It's
is that what's happening?
I mean, she's going to get a cake.
She's going to lose her mind.
So Queen wants to know, do we think that the cookout will make it to the end, or will they split up in the next couple of weeks?
What's your thought?
I think that it's inevitable for somebody that's not in the cookout to win. And I feel like I talked about this earlier on today. I just feel like Claire is going to win and put up people from the cookout. She's already wary of Kylan. And who was the other person I said? Oh, and Derek F. She doesn't want Derek F to like skate all the way to the end. So I can see her putting up those two people, not realizing that it's two people from the cookout, just like maybe the trajectory of like, you know, men have been going home more often than the women. Like, let's just get out all the guys and have all the women standing, whatever her rationale is. But I could see her maybe doing stuff like that. I know Kylan was on her team, so that's why I'd be less likely to see that. So maybe Xavier and Derek F. I could see that potentially happening just because I don't think Claire talks that much game with Xavier, and he's not that open, and so but she doesn't have a crush on him. So I don't know, actually. I don't know.
You never know. I mean, what usually, and this is what scares me, Christian goes this week, usually what happens in seasons where 4 men go pre-jury, because it's happened a couple times, like 2 or 3 times. Big Brother 15 happened in, there's a couple other seasons. I think 17, whatever. If it goes into a jury with 7 men, 7 women, 4 men, those 4 men usually make it very far, and one of them ends up winning. That's what usually happens. I am hoping this time that we just get like all the men out and give me a woman winner. I want a woman to win this game.
Please, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Oh my God, Kennedy, we also died with the comparison of Derek F being the house cat. He gives such a lazy, fluffy house cat vibes. Yeah, I think Xavier was calling him a chocolatey house cat, chocolatey kitty.
It's so true. He's the Cheshire Cat. He is the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. I love it.
I can feel him purring if I like pet him. You know, I can do.
Is he not the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland? He's just like playing tricks on everybody. I love it.
Maybe they'll make him dress up as that for something. It'd be hilarious.
Love that.
Do you really think so? You think that he's being strategic about his sleeping?
No, I watched a video someone sent me on Twitter. We shared a video of him on Twitter not being able to pronounce hand sanitizer. I don't know if other people have said that. I've seen that, but like he couldn't pronounce hand sanitizer. He called it hand sanitizer.
Santanizer, yeah. Now I'm wondering though, like I can empathize with him maybe being dyslexic or whatnot, but I'm wondering if it's just not all you need to do is spell it out, right? Like he's trying to be fast with it, but if you just went back and like it might be embarrassing to be like, oh my god, I need to spell out this word, like set and knit. Like, you know what I mean? And just go back to very slow and basics, he would be able to get it. But I think when he tries to read something quickly, his brain doesn't put it in the proper order. And I don't think that he wants to appear to be like dumb and like go and really slowly spell it out properly.
Yeah, but that's not his fault. He probably just has a learning disability. That's dyslexia.
I'm saying like he should, instead of trying to say it fast, he should just try to spell it out. And I think he'd have a lot more like success with like learning how to say it, because whenever he was looking at it, he's just looking at it quick and he's like hand sanitizer, and like that was just quick. It's like he actually spelled it out. I don't think that he would have any trouble. I think that he just wants to say
But do you think it's dyslexia then?
I mean, I can't really diagnose. I don't have that same issue, so I'm not sure. But like that's what it seems to be. Like he's mixing letters.
Yeah, then I feel for him, and then do your thing. You know, maybe they could take him in the diary room and like really teach him, be like, and have him like enunciate it. You know what I mean? Like, and really do his thing. They could teach him. They could teach him how to vote properly.
I don't want him to do it differently.
You want him to e-vote every week?
Yes. It's a thing now. It's a thing now. It's a thing now.
Yeah.
All right. Just a few more of these questions, and then we will say sayonara. Okay. That have a helps was unfair to obese people. Disgraceful. I hear you. I mean, there's a lot of different competitions that go to many different people's strengths.
Yeah.
So that World Cup wasn't necessarily to a larger person's strengths, but there probably are other competitions that would fall to his strength. So
let's go in 21. Yes, the World Cup wasn't her thing. And yes, she had a mighty legendary fall in her season. But she did slay another competition and did what she needed to do her week. Thank you very much. So
Vivine saying you vote as a strategy so he can claim he never said I vote to evict you. I don't know if that's a strategy of his. That'd be great. Or maybe he's trying to get himself trending.
Yeah. Hey, e-voting. Derek F. voting. There you go.
I can definitely see him like wanting to trend for something like this.
Very true.
Okay, no, that comment was about Derek F saying, oh, I vote to evict. Gotcha.
Got it.
And hi, Sarah. So isn't he from the South? A lot of people just pronounce stuff differently. LOL.
From the South?
This one, I don't think so, because with how Julie said, oh, you vote to evict Whitney, like, and she kind of like reiterated it backwards to what she was understanding him trying to say. I don't think that he's realized that he has not been voting correctly. And I've heard that in the House, he said it correctly in the House. So it could be like being fast and having, a bit of dyslexia and how that works for him, and maybe like the pressure and the nerves, it just kind of comes out muddled, maybe.
There you go. Maybe they'll go back to their old school way of people voting before the live show. No, I'm kidding. They haven't done that since what, season 8, season 9? It's been since they used to vote beforehand. Do you remember that day and time when they would vote before the live show? They'd film it?
Yeah. I don't remember now. Other than voting, Derek F's speech and enunciation is very clear. True. Yeah. He's from Philadelphia, home of Joe Fraser. There you go. How do we think Keisha's birthday 2.0 fight tomorrow will go down? I think we're probably hyping it up more than it's actually going to be that entertaining.
Alyssa's going to freak out. Alyssa's going to be pissed, I think. Yeah. I would love it. I think Alyssa might lose it.
She can't be that pissed because like she will probably be staying and she doesn't want to become the next target. So it will be very interesting to see how things unravel. And oh my God, so exciting. I'm doing the live feed updates on Tuesday. So I'll get to talk about this with Taryn.
Yes. I'll watch from work.
It'll be so fun. Well, thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. You know that we love when you guys come and hang out with us, talk about the episode, talk about on our Sundays when we just go for all the gossip of the live feeds. But Josh, what do you have going on this week that you want to share with the people?
We actually have a lot. I'm doing the challenge now as well on Wednesday. And actually, Doug, who is in the chat, is actually going to be joining me on it. So we are doing a challenge chat, which is fun. Monday, we're doing Bachelor at Alex Does It with Ken. I do live feed updates all the time. Thursday, our strategy with eviction show on Thursday is the Couch Potato Queens go live on Thursday on the dot right when the episode ends. We go on at 9. So the episode's over, we're live. So if you want to catch us after the eviction show before everyone and their mother goes live on Thursday, that's when we do. Friday night, we're going to be doing our Drag Race podcast for Drag Race All-Stars at 10:15. Friday night, we're going to be back with Jolene at 11:30 on Friday night as well, because Jolene's back from her vacation. So that will be fun. And then, yeah, we have stuff happening every day. So check us out if you're not already subscribing, Couch Potato Queens. Just look it up on YouTube. It should be there. I don't know.
I do have this here. I almost forgot.
Oh, yeah.
We got this going here.
Yeah, you can follow us on Twitter at Couch Potato Queens, Couch Potato QWNZ. And then you can follow me directly at Mendels8, MENDELS, the number 8. You can follow us on our Instagram. It's brand new at Couch Potato Queens, QUEENS. And that's basically it, y'all. Subscribe if you're not already subscribing. We're trying to get to 1,000. And once we do, we're going to have a big party. And Chantele will.
Let's get to 1,000. That would be so awesome. Yeah. Perfect timing for it to happen. Like we want them to hit 1,000 before Big Brother ends. So we can do that in like 1 week. We only need a little over 200. No big deal. We got this. We got this. Thank you as well, BB. So thank you everybody in the chat for joining us. You know that you guys make this fun for us. We come live for you guys because we love talking with you. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's. If you're watching this after the live show, please leave a comment. Let us know who you think is going to go home this week. Who do you want to win the veto? Who do you want to win head of health? Give me all the deets. Give me all your thoughts and feelings as to what you want to happen in the comments below. Like this video just to help out with the algorithm. That's all I got. Do you have any last words, Josh?
Nothing else. I just think you're fabulous, Chantele. You're the best.
Thank you. You're fabulous too. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, guys.